So hello guys. So on this channel as usual we are learning the political science. And in this political science we are learning the polity जो कि बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है भाई अपने एग्जाम्स के लिए. बट मोर देन एग्जाम्स वाई वी आर लर्निंग द पॉलिटी just to have the awareness regarding our fundamental rights, our constitution, our provisions, our security terms and everything. So for the sake of those things we are learning the polity. It is more important than the exams. भाई एग्जाम तो आते जाते रहेंगे ना भाई. एग्जाम्स क्लियर होंगे फेल होंगे वो तो सिलसिला चलता रहेगा. बट वॉट इज मोर इम्पॉर्टेंट कि भाई वाइल लिविंग इन दिस कंट्री वी शुड बी अवेयर ऑफ द सिस्टम, how government is choking us. Whichever the government, Congress, BJP, means it is not about the ideology, philosophy of the parties. Whichever the government is, they will try to choke you. They will try to interfere in your life. So you must know what are your rights, what are yours provision. तभी तो भाई काम चलेगा ना अपना, ठीक है. So today our article is Article 24. आर्टिकल 24 ऑफ अवर फंडामेंटल राइट्स अपने को बताता है कि प्रोहिबिशन ऑफ एम्प्लॉयमेंट ऑफ चिल्ड्रन इन फैक्ट्रीज एक्सेट्रा. सो बिलो द एज ऑफ 14 वी कैंट एम्प्लॉय चिल्ड्रन इवन इफ यू आर रनिंग अ वेरी वाइट कॉलर जॉब वाला थिंग कंपनी. अगर आप रन स्टार्टअप कंपनी कोई रन कर रहे होंगे सो यू कैंट एम्प्लॉय चिल्ड्रन देयर अगर उसका एज 14 से खाली है. यार मुझे ना कभी कभी सवाल आता है कि वाई वी आर एम्प्लॉइंग चिल्ड्रन. मीन्स इफ़ यू आर गोइंग ऑन द कंट्री साइड एंड इफ़ यू आर हैविंग अ डिनर और लंच ऑन द ढाबा सो देयर यूज टू बी है ना. मीन्स ऐसे छोटे छोटे बच्चे होते हैं काले वाले स्पेशली. आई एम नॉट डूइंग रेसिज्म हियर, आई एम जस्ट स्टेटिंग द रियलिटी, आई एम जस्ट पिक्चरिंग द पिक्चर इन फ्रंट ऑफ यू. सो ऐसे बच्चे होते हैं वहाँ पे एंड वी यूज टू इन मुंबई लैंग्वेज ऐसा वो कैसे ऐसे बुलाते. देन वी गिव देम ऑर्डर्स एंड ही वॉज लाइक ऑन द बनियान एंड सम डर्टी क्लोथ, सम डर्टी रुमाल ऑन हिज shoulder. Then he will go, then he will bring our order and like that. We often see that means small kids are working on the tea stalls. I am not going on the नरेंद्र मोदी जी एंड टी एंड एवरीथिंग. वो भी बचपन से शायद से ठीक है काम करते वॉट एवर बी द थिंग्स. So I wonder why children are doing that. Means their age is of playing, their age is of taking education, their age is of talking about the fantasy land, about the Narnia, Harry Potter and our Panchatantras and our Jataka tales. Then why they are working? And especially the forced labor where they are getting a very less amount of money. They are working in the hazardous situations like the railways, factories, where the dangerous fumes are over there and dangerous gases and all. Then why they are working? And on the top of that, I am not bringing the caste system every time. Means I am not talking about that. What I am asking to you, are those children of specific class? Means उनका जो क्लास होगा ना वो सेम कास्ट का है क्या? एज आई टोल्ड यू अर्लियर इन द आर्टिकल 15 रिगार्डिंग द देयर शुड बी नो डिस्क्रिमिनेशन ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ कास्ट, क्लास, रेस एंड एवरीथिंग. सो वो कौन से कास्ट के बच्चे and which class they are belong, which caste they are belong. Why always the depressed caste kids or the backward caste kids are working on those hazardous situations and hazardous factories and all? Why? सो विल डीप डाइव ऑन दोज क्वेश्चन समडे. बट आज मुझे खाली इतना ही बताना है आपको कि बिकॉज ऑफ अवर पार्टी एंड इट इज़ नॉट लाइक दैट द एम्प्लॉयर आर नॉट गेटिंग द एम्प्लॉयज फॉर देयर वर्क. इट इज़ नॉट लाइक दैट. द एम्प्लॉयर्स आर ट्राइंग टू कट देयर लॉसेस बाय गिविंग अ वेरी लेस सैलरी. मीन्स इफ दे आर एम्प्लॉइंग अ फुल ग्रोन मैन or a very hatta katta ladka, they have to pay them means a little bit more than the women. And if they are employing a women they have to pay less. And if they are employing a children on the top of that then they can pay very less. So then they will have the more amount of profit. So to have a more profit they are employing children. एंड दे आर गेटिंग अ होल मीन दे आर गेटिंग अ भाई एक उनको आदमी क्या एक तो उनको बच्चा जा रहा है भाई जो भी सारा काम करने को कम पैसों में, तो वो क्यों नहीं करेंगे. सो दीज आर द सिचुएशन स्पेशली इन द रूरल इंडिया, in the hinterland, in the countryside. They are employing those means kids over there. Now in the rural India, in the hinterland, there are no schools. There are schools, I know that there are schools, but kids are not self-aware regarding the education. Even the teachers are over there, they are not percolating the education in a such a way that you have to take education. On the basis of education only, you can uplift your family, you can be on the moon and all. The teachers are also चलता है भाई चलने दो. So because of these things and even the parents are like that कि भाई अगर बच्चा थोड़ा देर काम कर लेता है तो 2 पैसा ज़्यादा आएगा. We means it is like that we have 2 more hands to work in our family, then we will get the more money. Then why he should not work? Why she should not work? If a woman, if a girl, then she should do the domestic work. If there is a boy, then we can take to the dig the holes for the houses, for the trenches, whatever. A very good movie, Fandry. A very beautiful scene in that. Beautiful in a such as it's irony. I am calling it beautiful. The mother, the father come to the school and call their kid from the classroom that come with us, we have to dig a hole for their home construction. Now he is going in front of his whole classmates for digging the holes. Now he belonging to the very so-called, I am not saying कि he is belonging to the lower class, but the so-called our Indians hierarchical system, the caste wise, he belongs to the very lower class. Then he went, he dig the holes, and after that he went to his house, then he eat something, then he started studying. He deserves reservation over there. So whatever be the condition, I already stated my ideology, my philosophy regarding the reservation in a very logical way in the older lectures. You might visit that. So this is the reality of child labor in our country, that because of the poverty the children are getting indulged in this kind of forced labor. They are not able to take the education. जो बचपन का जो इनोसेंस होता है ना भाई, जो फैंटेसी लैंड में जीना होता है, उसका आनंद ही नहीं ले पा रहे. तो what happened because of that? What happened ना, they got easily lured by the hate politics. They get easily lured by the crime. They can do anything for the small amount of money, and because of that the whole society got tarnished. The elite people will afraid to go onto the street because of these poor people. You might have watched that series Arcane. On the surface level, rich, beautiful houses, and in the underground, poor people are living there. Now the upper level people, the elite people, the rich people are always afraid from the people from the underground, because for them they are like the alien stuff. In the same way, in our country, in our India, for the rich people, the poor people are like aliens. They will not even feel the little empathy and the sympathy for the child who are working over there. They just want to save their money. Even the richest one want to save. I am not generalizing. I am not taking the blanket stance here that all people are like that. No, but in general, I am saying everybody want to save money in this country. For that purpose, they will hire the child. So to prevent these whole things there is an article called Article 24, prohibition of employment of children in factories. So as usual, our freedom fighters, after the independence, the freedom fighter turns into politicians. They introduce some laws, some articles for the sake of this prohibition of employment of children. So what are those laws? तो पहला है भाई the child labor prohibition and regulation act. तो कब का है वो भी तो इम्पोर्टेंट है, तो वो है भाई 1986 का. So one more important thing happened in 2006. Our Supreme Court gave the verdict that our Supreme Court told us that it is even illegal to hire a child in the domestic work also. क्या कर लेते ना अपन भाई. अच्छा hazardous the child should not be employed in the hazardous situation, in the dangerous situation. ठीक है वो सब मान लेते भाई. Means if we have a visibility then it is illegal. But if it is working in a domestic thing, यानी डोमेस्टिक हाउस होल्ड अगर वर्क कर रहा है, सो इन दिस डोमेस्टिक हाउस होल्ड वर्क ना इट इज़ वेरी लीगल. ऐसा कुछ लोगों को जहन में लगता है, बट इट इज़ इवन रॉन्ग ओवर देयर. वी कांट इवन हायर द चिल्ड्रन फॉर अवर डोमेस्टिक वर्क. इट इज़ इलीगल एंड इट इज़ हाईली इमोरल थिंग इवन टू डू दैट. तो सुप्रीम कोर्ट गिव दैट वर्डिक्ट दैट इट इज़ इलीगल, इमोरल एंड एवरीथिंग. भाई सब गलत है वो. यू शुड नॉट हायर द चाइल्ड इन द डोमेस्टिक हाउस होल्ड थिंग्स टू. So this is all about the Article 24. You can watch my earlier lectures also. I started with the historical background कि why we started on the first place that we have to make the constitution. I started from there. Now we reach to the Article 24. In next lecture, obviously we will seeing the Article 25. So please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you.